Hello students, today we are going to see the last class of chapter 11, dual nature of radiation and matter. In this last class, we will see the wave nature of matter. So with the help of photoelectric effect, we proved that light has particle. Okay, light is a particle nature. But here in second half, we are going to prove the wave nature of matter, wave nature of particle with the help of de Broglie hypothesis. So with the help of photoelectric effect, we said light has particle, and de Broglie, he said nature has symmetry. So nature has symmetry characteristics. For example, we have day and night, men and women, heat and cool. So like that, everything has its symmetry nature. Similarly, matter have two nature. One is particle, another one is wave. So de Broglie said an hypothesis. Okay, it's just like a theory. He said that every moving particle has a wave associated with it. Has a wave associated with it. If you take any moving particle, okay, if you take a ball, if you take a vehicle, or we are moving, we are walking or running. So while we are walking, we are not only behave as a particle, but also our movement behave as a wave. Okay, so every particle will behave as a wave as well as particle. So both every matter have both nature. Okay, so consider a mass m. When it is moved with velocity, it have momentum p equal to mv. So in terms of wavelength, we can write wavelength lambda equal to h by p, where p is momentum, linear momentum. Then we can further say lambda equal to h by, substitute the value of p, h by mv. So here if you see this mv, so mass and velocity is a characteristics of particle. Okay, and if you see here lambda, lambda means wavelength, which is a characteristics of wave. So this relation which connects both particle and wave. Okay, so this relation said that a matter have both particle nature as well as wave nature. Lambda equal to h by mv. Okay, so that's why we said a dual nature of matter. Okay, for example, consider a moving body which move with a velocity of 10 meter per second, and we take the mass is 100 kilogram. Now what its wavelength? So the wavelength will be lambda equal to the value of h 6.636 into 10 power minus 34 joule second divided by mass into velocity. So mass is 100 kilogram and velocity 10 meter per second. So we have lambda somewhat 6.626 into 10 power minus 27 meter. Sorry, 27 angstrom. So if you see here, this is very low value. Angstrom means 10 to the power minus 10 meter, and still here we have 0.6.626 into 10 power minus 27. So by this we can say the wavelength of this moving body is very low, which we cannot able to detect this much of very small wavelength. Okay, but if we take elementary particle like electron, okay, so for electron we have considerable amount of wavelength. Let's check with that. The mass of electron is very low. It have 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram, and it is calculated that the velocity of electron while it have this much of mass is 10 power 6 meter per second in atom. Okay, approximately. So let's substitute the value. Lambda equal to h by mv. So h is 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 divided by mass 9.1 into 10 power minus 31, velocity 10 power 6. So if you see here, the mass is very low. In previous case we take mass is 100 kilogram and velocity in 10 power 6 meter per second. In previous case we just take only 10. So in denominator we have much value. Okay, so our value will becomes low. Okay, lambda value will becomes very much less when compared with the previous value. Sorry, very much more value. Here we get more value. Okay, so the lambda value will come somewhat like 7.33 angstrom. So this is significant value, or we can say considerable amount of value. So from that we can say, while calculating the wavelength of elementary particle, we can able to detect its value by using some measuring instrument. Okay, so 7.33 is much a greater wavelength. So for elementary particle, it have both nature. It behave as a particle as well as wave. So we will see various formulas for lambda. The first formula, lambda equal to h by p, or we can say lambda equal to h by mv. Take case 1 in terms of kinetic energy. So how wavelength will change in terms of kinetic energy. We know the formula of kinetic energy, Ke equal to half mv square. Okay, then we know P equal to mv, linear momentum formula. From this take the value of P, V equal to P by m, correct. Now substitute V value in this equation. We have kinetic energy equal to half m, instead of V square substitute P square by m square, so P square by m square. Then m get cancelled. We have half P square by m. Here we have K. Okay, so from this take the value of P square equal to this 2 and m goes to left hand side, it will become 2km. From this take the value of P equal to 2mk root, where m is mass, k means kinetic energy. Okay, now substitute the value of P in this equation. We have lambda equal to h by root 2 mk. So this is second equation. Okay, second equation for wavelength in terms of kinetic energy. So we will solve a problem based on this formula. It is given what is the de Broglie wavelength. Okay, lambda means wavelength of an electron whose kinetic energy is 120 electrovolt. So the given data is kinetic energy given 120 electrovolt. Okay, so we have to change it into joules. Simply multiply with 120 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. Okay, so electrovolt means we have to multiply with the electron. So 120 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. Now substitute the value. Lambda, we have to find lambda equal to h, we know 6.636 into 10 power minus 34, so 626 divided by root 2 into m. Here it is given electron, so mass of electron 9.1 into 10 power minus 31. Then Ke 120 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. So if you solve this, we will get the value. Okay, now to the next problem. So next question, an electron, an alpha particle and a proton has same kinetic energy. Arrange them in order of decreasing de Broglie wavelength. So what's the relation between kinetic energy and wavelength? We know the formula lambda equal to h by root 2 mk. Okay, so from this we can say lambda is inversely proportional to root of mass. Okay, from this formula lambda is inversely proportional to root of mass. We know the mass of all the particles, that is, if we take the mass of proton as 1 AMU, atomic mass unit. So when compared with proton, electron have mass of electron will be 1 by 1837 AMU, which means one proton is equal to 1837 electron while comparing the mass. Okay, so mass of one proton equal to 1837 electron. So mass of one electron 1 divided by 1837 mass of proton. Okay, then so electron here, alpha particle taken as, proton taken as P, and alpha particle, so we can take alpha particle is 4 AMU. So mass of proton into 4 gives us the mass of alpha particle. What is alpha particle? Which is nothing but He2 plus. Okay, helium 2 plus taken as alpha particle. Okay, now compare the wavelength. Which one have less mass, which have more wavelength? Correct? More mass, less wavelength, inversely proportional. So if you see this, electron have less mass, 1 by 1837. So it should have more wavelength. So wavelength of electron is greater. Then mass of proton, here we have lambda p. Then it have more mass, so less wavelength. Then we can write lambda alpha particle. So case 2, in terms of accelerating potential, we know the negative charge is accelerating towards the anode. So while it is moving towards the anode, we can take the work done of moving charge is equal to QV, and work done is stored as a kinetic energy. So we can say kinetic energy is QV. Okay, because electron spend its kinetic energy while it is moving towards the anode. Okay, it's lose all its kinetic energy. So here work done is nothing but losing kinetic energy or using kinetic energy, we can say. So K equal to QV. And what is the formula for lambda? We know lambda equal to h by root 2 mk. Instead of k, kinetic energy, substitute QV. So we have third equation, lambda equal to h by root 2 m QV. Okay, so here which particle is accelerating? We know towards the anode, towards the negative rod or negative plate, negative charges is accelerating. So when negative charges, electron accelerating towards the negative plate, we have this value, work done equal to QV and kinetic energy equal to QV. So here the particle is electron. Okay, so for electron we can write, for electron the wavelength of electron equal to h divided by root 2 mass of electron, charge of electron and potential. We know all the value, correct? So h 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joule second divided by root 2 into mass of electron 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kilogram, charge of electron 1.6 into 10 power minus 19, then into V. So if we calculate all this value, then we will get lambda E equal to 12.27 divided by root V. So we can simply use this formula for electron only. Okay, 12.27 divided by root V. Further, we can write this formula as 150 divided by V of whole root. Okay, so we can use this formula for electron. So this is our third formula. The third question, calculate maximum kinetic energy and velocity. So it is velocity of the photoelectron emitted when the V naught. What is V naught? V naught means stopping potential is 81 volts. Okay, so we know the formula, kinetic energy, maximum kinetic energy. Okay, at the maximum kinetic energy, Ke equal to QV. Correct? So here, what is the formula for maximum kinetic energy? Half mv square equal to, what is Q? It is given photoelectron. So charge of electron, we can say E into V naught. Okay, so from this half, what is M? M is mass of electron. We can say this is given electron. So 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 equal to, into V square equal to E charge of electron 1.6 into 10 power minus 17, minus 19 into V naught given 81. From this take the value of V square. V square equal to 2 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 into 81 divided by 9.1 into 10 power minus 31. So by solving this, we will get the value of V. Then substitute the value in this equation. This is the equation for kinetic energy. So Ke equal to half mv square. Here you can easily substitute this V square value in this equation. Then you will get kinetic energy value. The next topic, de Broglie wavelength for gas molecules. So in a container, we have gas molecules which move various places and hit the container. So like that it will follow a zigzag motion. And the kinetic energy of each molecule of gas. So we have F by 2 kT. What is F? F is degrees of freedom. K Boltzmann constant. Then T means temperature. Okay. So for monoatomic gas, the degrees of freedom is 3. So if we substitute 3, then kinetic energy for monoatomic gas is 3 by 2 into kT. Okay, so substitute this value in lambda equal to h by root 2 mk. So h by root 2 m instead of k, substitute 3 by 2 kT. 2 get cancelled. Then we have h by root 3 m kT. Okay, so this will be fourth equation for only monoatomic gas, h by root 3 m kT. So if we take helium gas, which have mass of 4 AMU, which means 4 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 27. If we substitute the value, then we get a lambda equal to, we know h value, m value, then k value, Boltzmann constant. Okay, so we will get 25.6 divided by root mt. Clear? So we can use this formula only for helium gas. So note on this question, this is for your homework. 6000 angstrom of light falls on a metal surface and it's make photo emission. Photo emission means when it falls on the metal, electrons will come out of the surface. Stopping potential. To stop the electrons, we need this much amount of potential, 0.8 volt stopping potential for electron. Determine frequency, energy, work function, threshold frequency and kinetic energy. So only two data are given. 6000 angstrom wavelength given, 6000 into 10 power minus 10 meter. Okay. Then stopping potential V not given, 0.8 volt. Okay. So only two given data are here. So with the help of these two given data, we have to find all these values. Okay. So try yourself and post the answer in group. Thank you.